Hello and good day. So, what are the values of owning assets? Today I would like to talk about the reasons why one would own an asset and why assets are more valuable and more useful than their counterpart liabilities. Or and also explaining what differentiates an asset and a liability. So, the idea of an asset is when you buy something, it will in some way make you more income just by existing. The fact that you bought it will actually, the money you invested will actually increase one reason or one way or another due to the value of what the asset is and what it produces. And a liability is more you buy something and now you have an expense. You buy a car, now you have to pay for the gas and the repairs and any hidden fees with buying the car in the first place. And that carries over to the actual liability rather than the asset that you could potentially get out of it by using said liability. However, an asset, to clarify, an asset makes you money, a liability loses you money by the simple use and ownership of said item. So, to clarify the value of owning an asset, if you put your money towards an asset instead of a liability, you're making your money into more money with less effort than if you were actually spending your money on an expense that won't make you anything back, and oftentimes are luxury expenses rather than simple something you need. For that is as something you need, therefore it cannot be avoided. If perhaps you can get a cheaper deal elsewhere, either way, there are limits to how much you can reduce an expense. However, there are not limits to the value of an asset if you are able to make use of it and figure out the ownership and value of it. So that's why I promote buying and investing in assets rather than what most people do, unfortunately, is invest in large quantities of liabilities, owning several vehicles, trying to buy a house without actually putting the proper research and use into it, without buying certain electronics and vehicles that won't actually benefit them but are just for their enjoyment, which it is okay to be to entertain and buy the things that will make you happy. However, there are significant costs to certain items, and if you choose to focus on that and then don't even get your value out of it, or if you choose an item that, if you try to get your value, like being able to drive your vehicle more, the expenses actually increase in comparison to the amount of use you put into it. So I recommend buying assets, not and knowing when you're buying an asset over a liability, and knowing the value of an asset and what buying assets can mean for you, for your money. It is shocking how many will think buying an asset is a waste, and yet they'll buy liabilities without hesitation. The only real ability to achieve financial freedom is to have a consistently increasing or a consistent production of income from some source or another. And if you don't want to be able to always have to be working, then you need some kind of source that will make you more money, such as an asset like a stock, a bond, a place that you would rent out, or some other resource or business that would produce more than it costs. So hopefully that helps you guys to tell a difference between assets and liabilities, and to hopefully be more encouraged to focus on your money towards assets rather than liabilities. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, and have a good day.